Welcome back to Let's Play Ace Combat X. So, I guess here we are finally at the start of part 2 of the game. As you can see, we've got a whole brand new slate of missions ahead of us, and an infinite number of tasks we can take to clear them, but we'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, for knocking the Gleipnir out of the skies, we've unlocked a fuck ton of new planes to buy.
Choose the good one. You know.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. And oh Christ, here's our first. I don't think this one's in Electrosphere, but it's our first like Electrosphere light plane.
So that's a good one.
The Fergata or whatever the hell it's called. Actually, no, it isn't.
Well, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah. That's just... Here's a thing you can use if you're, like, really weird, I guess.
If you're the number one Electrosphere, like, fan.
Okay, this is just me being a weird completionist, just buying all of these spectral weapons for a bunch of planes I'm never ever going to use.
There's always an aspect of Ace Combat where there is a very relieving type of busy work as you just checklist stuff.
And also, yeah, this is going to kind of be a recurring trend through part 2 of just me not having enough money to buy like special weapons for like the XFA-27.
Well, I mean, just go grind up multiplayer. Oh, never mind.
We have obtained information that enemy stragglers from Santa Elva are gathering on the Kalana steppes. Unless we move now, we risk the enemy launching another incursion on Santa Elva. It appears that they are also expecting reinforcements and supplies from the Sachana airbase to the northeast. If the remnant forces and the reinforcements are allowed to regroup, they could pose a problem. We need to attack now, while they are defenseless, and take them out of the battle for good.
Yeah, so basically, as you can hear in the briefing, like, this is again another one of those, do this mission first, you stupid dumbass, otherwise you're gonna have consequences later on in the game.
I mean, it's a simple enough one, too. Just, hey, go kill everything, please.
Yeah, like, I was gonna say, like, this is, like, for better or worse, oh yeah, I've unlocked a couple of brand new, paint schemes on the second color for a couple of planes that, just as a result of doing grinding, getting everything up to 100%, so, like, the Phantom and the Griffin. But yeah, basically... Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of really good paint schemes in this game, and like, you're probably never going to see all of them.
It always surprises me just where, like, I guess what some companies were able to do with the PSP. Like, it's not like the PSP was like the original Game Boy or anything, but if you had told me when that little piece of hardware came out that, yeah, you'd be able to set up decals and stuff on your little Ace Combat plane, I'd be like, it's not that good, is it?
Also, yeah, here's the Special 2 skin for the Tomcat, the Zapan skin from Ace Combat 5.
Of course.
There's a lot of reused Ace Combat 5 skins that you're probably going to be noticing, like, if you're a fan of the series. And yeah, they're usually stuck on like a skin 2. And because I shot down, it was either Frost or Firestorm in Mission 7. Oh yeah, so there's the other one. So yeah, I think that one's Frost, and I think the A10 is Firestorm. So basically, by taking them both out in 7A and 7B, I got both their paint schemes.
Nice.
But like, yeah, that has kind of been like the recurring theme across like everyone who I've talked to about this like has pointed out just the fact that like Project Ace has like really put a lot of effort into like just stretching as much content as they could out of just this what should have been a simple throwaway PSP title.
Yeah.
The target enemy destruction ratio will be...
There is, on that note, what I love about this game, I don't love the game, mostly because I didn't care for the little nub, and I just can't control it like directional pad. But I was shocked at just how much it really comes close to imitating just like a full-on, you know, console Ace Combat. Just it has its limitations though, and in some ways it shows just, you know, by watching the gameplay. But my favorite aspect is the dialogue. I don't know who they got to do all the voices in this, but boy, it's
like, yeah, this is what PSP money gets you, for better or worse. Although the thing that gets me about it is, like, for whatever reason they didn't get Matt Mercer back to voice Jeanette.
Oh yeah.
Like, I know it's supposed to be like 10 years after Ace Combat 5, but it's like the guy's voice couldn't have aged that much.
It actually sounds like he got younger.
In some ways, yeah.
Like, I'm bewildered that they were able to get like cockpit view on a PSP. I mean, you know, it's a tiny screen you'd be playing it on, so.
And like, not only that, cockpit view for the entire roster of planes too. And just like dedication to like visual style too, like for cockpit views of certain planes, because like the cockpit view that they do for the XFA-27, like that's actually the first time you see it like in the series, like actually having a cockpit view. And then when it shows up in Ace Combat 7 as DLC, it's got the exact same setup. And the Ace Combat 3 planes that show up, the Electrosphere planes, when you go into cockpit view with them, you'll see one of them coming up in like a 12C when we get there, but they do like the same sort of like hemispherical like UI that like they have like when you go into like HUD view in Electrosphere. So
see,
like,
that's just bonkers to me. There's one guy who's like, now hold on, guys, we're not done with this PSP game yet. I've got to put in the never before seen cockpit into this game. This is the one. Also, I mean, I know that's definitely part of the narrative here, but it strikes me at just how defeated these this entire level is as soon as you open fire. They're
pretty
just,
much.
You take out a couple things and they're already like, ah, dang it, Nemesis, we're dead. I give up.
Also, yeah, those portents you can see here basically just how shitty strafing is in this game, unfortunately, compared to like Ace Combat 6 and others.
Now the nub is great. What are you talking about? One feature I did like is that little meter on the top right. Just kind of is a nice little piece of info to keep track of just how good or bad you're doing in a level. I don't know how often I used it, but it's just nice to have it there.
Like, I'm surprised, like, at just how often the MPG shows up in certain missions, but, oh yeah, here's the trap of this mission. Just, oh, you thought you were done? Yeah, here's a fuck ton of stealth bombers that, will shoot you down if you're flying a shitty-ass plane like the Warthog.
Oh, you'll be fine. The Warthog is the king of the skies.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, like, there's a reason this is the second run that I had to do of this mission, because I'd let one of them go thinking, oh, okay, I've shot down the rest, like, this shouldn't be a problem, and then it put, like, 3 missiles right up my ass and killed me.
That's kind of my experience with the Warthog, is that I will be just destroying everything in my path, and I make one mistake and I am instantly dead.
And it's like, really, like, you probably should have seen this coming, because, like, when you go to, like, actually sortie on the mission, like, it, like, if you pick the Warthog, like, it even flashes up, like, oh, this plane isn't suited to air engagements. Are you sure you want to take it out? Hint, hint.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, no, we're good. It's cool. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's the dogfight everybody wants to see.
Yeah, a plane that is only suitable for strafing ground targets with its big fucking gun versus a plane that never made it out of, like, the concept phase.
There's definitely somebody out there who's like, this is it. This is what I've waited my whole life for.
Finally. Yeah, this is basically, like, I think where I waste the majority of my ammo.
Get out of there!
Oh, that was a good one, though. It always struck me as odd in the entire franchise that you have to hunt down those tents, too. Like, I think part of it is, too, is like, in my mind, when I see the word tent, I'm thinking, you know, family going camping. And just the idea of this, you know, multi-million-dollar aircraft locking on all of its very expensive weapons on a little camper. But,
just to blow up, like, some, like, little piece of Coleman canvas or whatever, like... Or, like, you're probably blowing up, like, the craft services tent for, like, the Laysath army or something, so, like, just some poor guy with, like, a hot dog machine just got blown the fuck up by a missile. Like, again, like, there's...
Aurelia's gonna have to answer for their war crimes, in terms of just how many cots were destroyed in the carnage. I will say, when it comes to this game specifically, it's set in 2020, right?
Indeed it is.
You know, I could go for this timeline.
Yeah, the timeline where there's, like, flying fortresses that are, like, twice the size of football fields and they can cloak, and there's fucking, like, laser cities and shit, and...
Yeah, I think I'd take that.
Yeah, and the president is dead at this point. Spoilers for Ace Combat 7. And...
Oh, yeah. Well... well, anyway.
Although, I suppose, well, you know, we're recording this after, basically, the great unleavening, as it were, so, I guess
yes.
But yeah, no, there's a kind of actually a disturbing amount of just, like, I guess, art predicting life in this game in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because isn't it like everybody's cheering on the fact that we just took out a giant whale plane or something, and we're like, haha, turning this war around, and the opposition is just kind of like, no, we're fine.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, that's... Who would do that, though? Who would just ignore, you know?
Yeah, just ignore basic reality, yeah.
But yeah, much better timeline, somehow.
Yeah, it's... Actually, no, I'm not going to spoil Ace Combat 7 and just say, like, oh, even with this thing that happened, like, you know, it's still a better timeline compared to, like, our actual timeline, but,
Yeah. So we're at the point of the stage now where you've just kind of given up on everything, right? You're moving on to the wild blue yonder.
Yep. I'm leaving this in intentionally purely to troll both you and my audience at this point.
I mean, it's a better use of my time. But, that's the other thing, too, just kind of going back to the PSP. Yeah, you got haze blocking off the horizon and stuff, but it's still a pretty darn big level, even if it is just empty.
And the thing of it is, like, yeah, there's, like, really nothing, just especially down in, like, the southern corner. Like, the reason the map is this big is just specifically to spawn in the star unit and make you chase after it.
Yeah.
And again, it's a U-2, so it's flying at, like, the upper extremes of the atmosphere already.
Yeah, the star units are always the ones that, for whatever reason, maybe they were refueling last or what have you, but they're like, oh, I'm going to be a game changer on this battlefield, and they just don't make it in time. They never do.
Nope.
Alright, now we're gonna really kick this thing into max power, right? We're gonna just fly on back at like 1,000, maybe 600.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Old hot rod warthog.
Yeah, 3 minutes left on, or 4 minutes left on the mission timer, 3 minutes left in the video, you do the math.
I mean, to be fair, if you see a desert level in Ace Combat, you know, you should fully expect to, you know, prop your legs up, have some water, you know, take a break.
Yeah. Although, I'm just kind of, like, mildly bemused that, like, effectively, like, every Ace Combat desert level, like, except the one that shows up in 7, seems to just be, like, okay, like, there's nothing but, like, ruins here for some weird reason. Like, there's clearly, like, as you can see, like, just, like, yeah, I'm just gonna go in, like, close up just because, I finally reached the main part of it, and just, because there's something to look at finally, like, just, like, okay, like, what is the story behind this shit here? Like, there was clearly, like, not just a desert fortress here, but, like, an entire, like, metropolis worth of desert fortresses here, and they've all kind of just, like, fallen by the wayside now for some reason, like...
I mean, either they're ancient ruins or, you know, they're the ones who made the big whale plane. And then as soon as it was done, they said, we have no use for you anymore. You're gone.
Because again, this game is supposed to be set in an analog of South America, so... I don't know.
What's it gotta be like to be one of the last remaining people in an anti-air gun when, like, everything else has been wiped out?
I'm assuming, like, the people manning it have just basically made a run for it at this point, so it's just sitting there, just empty.
I mean, you'd hope they'd just leave, but...
Crux to Griffith Squadron. The mission was a success. Good job, Griffith 1.
Hey, thanks, man.
The concentration of enemy troops on the Kalana steppes has been eliminated.
All that shit, and I only got a C rank for it.
We can now freely continue our
Yeah, you
advance
didn't
without
destroy
having to
enough
constantly watch our
of
flanks.
everybody
I
in the
apologize
desert.
for letting enemy
Yeah, no, I
reinforcements get the
didn't do it
drop on
fast enough, I don't think.
I should have been paying more attention
Also,
to their
look at those fucking
movements.
choppers just going...
It won't happen again. That is all.
Well, you know, they put a lot into this PSP. Maybe not all of it works exactly the way it's supposed to.
Still works a lot better than Killzone Liberation's cutscenes.
Well, if that's your bar.
And that's the thing, Liberation was actually a good PSP game too, so, like, I don't know what happened.
There's always something that just doesn't quite make it all the way through.